Today, today I knew that I would get on and do an episode of my show, How Billy Sees It. I think it's November 7th. Today, I knew that I would get on to do an episode of this show, How Billy Sees It. I woke up. It's been a couple of weeks without doing an episode. Just recently did a trip with Sheba, went to California, visited a friend, a good friend. Had a great time for a week, just relaxing out in Cali. It's kind of a colder kind of Cali, but still a lot of fun, relaxing, good times. Really didn't have anything crazy planned, just kind of had good energy with good people, good energy with even our friend's child. It's like 2-year-old, really smart little kid, full of energy, full of love, full of life, full of openness. All the potential that she has is brilliant and fun. But it's been a while, and this morning I woke up and I knew that I was going to do an episode of this show. So I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, what I'd talk about. I wasn't sure yet, but it would present itself over the course of the early couple hours of the day. I got up. I started a little yoga routine, a stretching routine that I do. My goal is to do this every single day, and I've been doing a good job. So I did a little of that today. Got down to the floor routine and stretched it out. I also invested in an office treadmill we have in the office here, and another thing I've been doing every day. So I did that. Got on there for a mile. And while I'm doing that, I'm listening to music. I'm listening to my music. I have my music on rotation. It's crazy. I've got like 30 songs at this point, which just blows my mind, which is very exciting and encouraging. Very proud of it. Very proud of the stuff I've been able to create. Very proud of the stuff I'm working on now. But I'm listening to the music and I'm getting my miles in, getting my mile in. And then I decide to go to my website. And I go to my website, billybunton.com, by the way. And I took a look at the site, and the site's gone through many iterations. I've had that site I've had that URL since like 2008. So it's been a long time. 2008. It's gone through lots of different iterations, and where it is now is a really interesting place, man. It's got like all of a big mix of like this show and the cartoons I've done and my music and some of the other shows I've created with Sheba, like Couples Goals and her shows and all that stuff. Sheba actually has her own website, and I'm often trying to get her to tell me what she needs so we can update it and get it going to its fullest potential, because I know she's got a lot she wants to do, a lot to offer, and to give it its own place would be dope. But she has it on my website, she has her own few pages on my website. So I actually went to the page. I went to the page that houses her podcast, her See Like Sheba podcast. And one of the first things I noticed when I went there is that it still says Sheba Sunday. So Sheba launched a TV show or a streaming show several years ago called Sheba Sunday. And the whole motif was kind of pink and femme and girly, and she had a crown. We did a thing with a crown where she was like Queen Sheba, and she would talk about her experiences in the world. And then somewhere about 2 years ago, so she decided she wanted to switch, and we went with See Like Sheba. So I go to my website, and I realized that I hadn't updated this thing in so long. I update this. The site is actually kind of automated in its updating. It does a lot. I update it fairly regularly. But this one page that's for Sheba, I hadn't updated it, And so I go and I look, and I realize that it still says See Like Sheba. So I switch out the background so it's not the pink sort of femme background. I'm sorry. See Like Sheba now has a very different energy. It's blue and green, and it's ethereal, and Sheba's getting into a lot more of her spiritual bag in this show and in these episodes. So I created a background that supported that. I realized that the videos, it needed a different playlist. The old playlist was a Sheba Sunday playlist. It was showing those old videos from over 2 years ago. So I updated it. I went to go update it on YouTube and to connect it to my website and to have it embedded in the website. And as I was trying to do that, it wouldn't do it. There were all these errors. There were all these things going on. And I had to go to YouTube and look at the playlist. I looked and I realized that there were like 16 different videos that were deleted or missing from the playlist. The playlist, by now, her playlist has over 100 videos in See Like Sheba, but over like 16 or more of them were empty. And I realized that part of why this happens is whenever Sheba does an episode, we create it on YouTube, and what's been happening is when she goes on, it always creates a new video. Instead of like taking the video that we've prepped and then going live with it, somehow it leaves that in the draft mode, and then it creates a new video for her, and then she'll go live with that for some reason. That's what's been going on. That's just been what's going on, you know? So I had to delete all these empty shell videos that were in the playlist. And once I did that, the playlist, I guess they have some mechanism. It was like, it started to work. You know, it was now an updated, rightly ordered playlist. And so put it back on the site and connected it all up and tested some things, and it all worked out. And I just sat back and I had to just laugh, man. I let out this big laugh. I was so excited when I realized I sat and I was able to realize that today's a Monday. I was able to wake up, be inspired by something, have a really clear sense of what I wanted to do today. Not just this episode, but a few other things, working on some music, working on this great project with two brothers that I'm very proud to be working with. That'll come out soon. This thing called The League of Extraordinary Discourse. You'll see that coming very soon. But I wake up excited about the potential for this thing. I'm able to map it out and to set it in motion. I'm able to very quickly, not just for me and my own stuff and my own ideas, but my wife, who I love, who is my best friend, who's brilliant and very interesting and has a lot of cool shit to say, to go in and by now, you know, if she watches this episode, this will be her. She doesn't even know that I update her stuff like this, you know, like Sheba goes and does her shows. She doesn't even know that there's this whole back end system thing going on, and but as I was going through it and I was having little problems and things weren't working out, little frustrations, and then I went further and looked and I found all those deleted videos, and I had to delete some of them manually, like one by one, and it was a whole process that I had joy doing, yo. And I want to share this. I want to share the joy that I have in my days handling the problems that I have, the things that I call problems. I'm so lucky to have. There are problems that me of 15 years ago would be blushing and screaming and excited and happy to have these problems, you know? The problem of trying to connect these technologies and to set up these shows and to test YouTube and to test myself creatively, you know? And to have the outlets that I have. And so the whole time it took about 40 minutes to go through and clean this up and go to my website and go to my YouTube, go to her YouTube and connect things with Twitch, and I was working all this stuff, and I was just like overjoyed with the experience of the freedom to take on these challenges and to get things going for my wife. To know that things are developing and seeing now she actually set herself up. She's been doing, over the last 3 months, she did 111 straight episodes. She had a goal of doing 111 episodes, and she did that. And she timed it up where the 111th episode would hit on November 11th, 11/11, which was the day after her birthday. So she timed it all out and she hit it perfectly. She got all the episodes in. She's not even counting it. She's on episode 113. She keeps going today, and to know that it's all there, to know that I could come on here and do this, to know that I'm writing some new music and it's coming out dope. It flows sometimes, and it comes out in these different ways, and I'm testing my flow and coming out with a different energy. And I just dropped Blue, blues on this YouTube channel, man, and it takes my music in a totally different way. I'm harmonizing and I'm rapping, but I'm also what, harmonizing, singing? Should I call it singing? And and the freedom, yo, because yeah, part of it with blue and some of the other things, like I'm testing myself. I'm like, what do I sound like? Does this sound good? Does this? Who cares? Like, I'm so lucky, man. I am so blessed and lucky, and I want to convey that, uh, and talk about that, and that's what I did there. And I want to say that the only way that I got here is I've talked about in other episodes, and I'm gonna keep this short because I'm gonna wrap it up after this. The way you get here, and I don't know what comes next for me, but I'm excited for it. I know what comes next is even more grand and more interesting, and it's outside of my own like imagination, even But that's been the whole thing. This in many ways, that my present, like I'm telling you about the future, my present is in many ways outside of what I could have expected exactly. In many ways it hits, and in other ways it's like it's even bigger than what I could have thought of, and that's the whole thing. And to be present the whole time, and to take the challenges and to notice them, that they're there to see what you'll do. They're there to test. It's like putting on your Iron Man suit. You know what I'm saying? But it needs to know who you are. So it's going to challenge you in different ways to see what motivates you and what keeps you unmotivated, what distracts you. Who are you is what it's asking you. And that you have the right to ask yourself, and that you don't have to be preoccupied and distracted by cable news or by these whole systems of control and like how you should be spending your time, stories about how you should be spending your time, stories about who you are, stories about what's a valuable way to spend your Monday or Tuesday or Saturday or whatever day of the week, that it's actually all you. And even if you're not there at this time, even if you're not able to, have and grasp full control of your time, like some people do, that you can find to like squeeze it out. You can you have to find a way to put it in. You have to engage with your best self first. From you. You have to do it. You have to initiate it. Because it all derives from you. Because it's all one thing. Nothing is external to you. The idea that things might be external to you, that there is a mythology that keeps us from seeing, I think. But it keeps us from taking action. Waiting for something to happen, waiting for some markers to be hit, waiting to say, okay, this is the time. I'll know when the time is right, when these two conditions are met. No. That's not how this works. So, we about to enter into this holiday season. We are entering into not only a blackout as well. People, check out that blackout. There's a blackout, seems to be I don't know how well organized, but it's well distributed. We have this blackout coming out. And prepare yourselves for that. And let's participate in that. And let's be great. And be your best selves, yo. I'm going to come on. I do say pretty often I'm going to come on more often. I'll be like, all right, I'm going to come do this every day. I don't know about every day, but I'm gonna come on, yo. Even for something short like this. And in fact, that's how I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this under 15 minutes today, as an example. So I've got to do an hour on here. But that's what I did today. A whole lot of thinking, resting, reorganizing things in my marketing on the website for myself and for my wife. Creating, working out. It was peaceful, and I'm immensely grateful for it. I'm immensely grateful for it. All right? I'll see you soon, probably tomorrow. Take care of yourself.